Welcome, great minds. Today I'll be taking us through how to trap our princess dart bustier. Please, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. First and foremost, I already have my vertical measurements in place. I have my back line, the armhole length, the bust height, under bust height, waist, and the hem. So, that's my bust line. But before I go further, on the shoulder line, I come down by one and also mark my neck line, which I connect to the one that I took, and that gives me slants. Then the remaining is eight. Yeah, that eight is exactly what you have on the back transferred. So that's that. Then I went to the under bust, go in by 2 inches and come to the bust line and stop at half inch before the bust line. Then above the bust line too, it's also an half inch. Then connect to the midpoint that I have first striked. By this, I have drafted my first bust curve. Then on that same line, I come down by 1.5 inches. Then went down to the waistline. I trapped my plain dart from the bust line down to the hem. Then on that waistline, I went in by 2 inches and connected down. Then down to the hem, I took 1.5 at this point. Then on the bust line, I come down by 1.5 inches. That's for my bust dart. And the total length of my blouse is 22 plus 1.5, which makes it 23.5, which is the total length that we have here. And that 1.5 stands in for the bust dart that I've taken out. Then on the line, on that midpoint that I strike, I went in by 1 inch. Then connect it to my armhole. I took the bust line, bust circumference, and that's why I'm able to connect it correctly onto the bust line, all together connected. Then also went to the waist under bust line, measure what should be there, and then transfer back the darts. The dart is 2.5 inches, so I transferred it back. Also on the waist, I repeated the same thing. Take the normal circumference of the waist, then return the space for the dart back to that waistline, then down to the hem. I transfer what I have on the bust to the hem plus the space for the dart. Then I connect everything together. What we must really understand is that whatever is the dart that we have structured out, we must return it back. And that's what we did in the whole of this. Then having connected it is like giving us some sharp effect. Then we want to like correct it by applying curves through the use of our curve ruler. Then that brings us to the neck. Now, it depends on you whether a four corner, whether a round neck, a deep neck. But in this case, I use a deep neck. So you could use any other neck type of your choice. Now we go to the back pattern. Already, this is the vertical measurements is in place. From the midpoint, we went in by 4 inches because the bust span is actually 8 and half of it is 4. That's our guide. Then on the chest line, which is the meat of what we have on the shoulder, it is 4. We come in by half on that line. At the front, it should be 1. At the back, it should be half. Then apply a plain dart, cutting through the midpoint from touching the bust and getting through the hip, the hem. And having done that, we mark other parts of the body. Then on the center part, the zip line, we also come in by 1 inch on the waistline. Connect the line to the hem and also to the neck at the hub. Then we come to the armhole where we connect from the dart to the armhole, the midpoint we have striped before. Then extend the armhole out like we did in the first part, part, so that it can fit in for the lapses at the end of the day while at the point of sewing. So now this is my pattern set for both front and back. This is how the front, this is how the back looks. Thank you for coming around.